Hey everybody. So for this portion of the video, I'll be talking about two main things. I'll be talking about the main menu, then I'll be also talking about the recipe book. Okay, so talking about the main menu first, as you can see, we have two different options. We have VR mode and a non-VR mode. In the VR mode, the user can easily, use their VR kits in order to have the full gameplay experience, and we have the non-VR mode, in which the user can just use a traditional keyboard and mouse to play the game. In VR mode, it's also possible to use a keyboard and mouse. It's just controls is a little bit trickier to use. And as far as with the recipe book, initially I wanted it to be after the user clicks on a mode, a recipe book will show up and they have different options of dishes to cook from, and then they can press a button and then they can start cooking in the next scene. However, the team and I felt best that it was best that we put the recipe book in the environment itself so the user can easily, choose different between dishes with a click of a button, they could just start cooking from there. So as I can show you guys over here, we have our environment in which DJ and Maureen will be talking about the main gameplay in a bit. And this is the recipe book. We have two different options for now. We have the hatsulak and the chicken adobo. We also have other dishes, but we can add those later as well. But when the user clicks on cook it, it'll start the gameplay and the music. And if they want to change their mind, they could change it as well. Now, I'll be talking about the scripts in the game. That was done using three different scripts. We have the book script, which is injected towards the recipe book, in which it passes the current page, and then the button update page, which just grabs that current page and then passes it towards the prep management script, and from there it'll just start cooking. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll pass it on to other guys.
Pick a recipe and play. When the music starts playing, you can teleport over here and begin cooking. So we can start cutting the garlic. Just cut this real quick. I need to start putting the ingredients in. Put some chicken in. Pour soy sauce. Okay. Now let's add some vinegar. Awesome. Now our food is marinated. I'm gonna pause the music for now. Okay, let's add the chicken. Actually, I'm gonna play music again. Let's add the vinegar now. Oh no, I'm running out of time. Oh, okay. There's our food. I got a perfect score. So our recipe management script, we can basically define any amount of recipes. Let's take our first recipe. We basically gave it a name and an object to create when it's done cooking. We made 3 steps, which is inserting marinated chicken. We gave it a health, so if you fail the next step, the health actually goes down, and this is how the score is calculated at the end.
So we also have a prep management script. If you saw in the gameplay, we had to chop ingredients and put them in mixing bowls to prep for the cooking. So this prep management script is part of the some of the gameplay scripts that we wrote. So it's similar to the recipe management script. So for every recipe management, there is also one prep management entry. So the adobo is in the first slot, similar to in the recipe management. The first step is garlic. The instruction is to cut the garlic. There will be 2 of them, and the step type is chop. Now, the second step where you had to put it in the mixing bowl is here. The step type is mix. For recipes that don't need any preparation, you can put a step size of 0 so that it'll go straight to recipe management. That's the second recipe that we have. So with this system, which we spent most of our time building, you can essentially add however many recipes you want. It's just constrained by the amount of models and ingredients that you have. So let's say I want to add another recipe. I change the size to 3. That gives me another entry here. And say I want to make soup. And for the number of steps soup takes to make, let's give it 2 steps. Now we can define what ingredient we want to go in our soup, like garlic or whatever it is, and we can say the step type if we want to cut it or if it needs to be mixed. These things are prefabs that we use to spawn in our ingredients, and also models that we imported in from Quaternius, all these different foods.